Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, it doesn't want to have my. There we go. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's try the. Webcam. Turn on the webcam. I know you want to work, webcam. Hold on. We're going to get this working real quick, and then I'll go ahead and get started. There we go. Webcam. Gosh, that was a trip. Hey sis, how you doing? You are my first and only guest at the moment. All right. Cool. I'm going to turn this off because I don't need that on. Food demons. This is the word of the day. Okay, so this is a female base mesh. And real quick, just to be able to show you what it is that we've got here. I want to turn myself a little bit this way. I'm going to start coming a little bit more public with these. Let's say morph UV, just to be able to check and see. It's like, yep, here is our character's UV set, which is great for the body, you know. Hit morph UV again, just to get it back to where it's supposed to be. This is so much fun. Like, wow. I'm going to say, let's load in. Oh, that's not the right one. Here, let's go ahead and get rid of this. Plug in texture. Let's say import. Gotta go into assets. Let's go to the concept and let's grab the right image here. I thought for sure that I had already had it there, but I guess I didn't actually add it to like make a spotlight out of it. This is pumpkin spice. Okay. I don't technically need that right this minute. Hey, how you doing? I actually don't know how to pronounce your username. RHNYN. Rinyan? Not sure. Hello, everybody. Just to be able to kind of give you guys a little bit of context, I'm working on a video game. And it's my own video game. I think my wife just got the, the notification that I'm live right now. So yeah, these are my own designs. Kind of starting from the ground up. I'm trying to get. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn spotlight projection off. Yeah, this is going to be kind of the first of many streams. I've been designing these characters, planning on making this game and making toys out of these characters for a couple of months. It's been a while now. The kids love them. They're so much fun. They have so much fun thinking of like I've got a new idea for another food demon and this, that, and the other. Let me see if I can like light myself in a way that's somewhat all right. You know what? Give me a second. That should be a little bit better. There we go. Now I feel a little bit more evenly lit. Okay. Yeah. My hope get a ring light. Maybe. I don't know. I thought about that. I still can't quite bring myself to it. But yeah. Ring light. Nini keeps saying to get a ring light too, but I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I just need to listen to my wife and I'll live longer. But yeah, so the idea, the hope, is to be able to have a play test done and ready for people to, play test by the time Lightbox rolls around this year. It wouldn't be super extensive. I'm not going to reveal really anything more than just that, um, for now. But yeah, this is the female base mesh. Okay, so this isn't technically meant to be. Yeah, I'll definitely be 3D printing them. Sweet Tooth is actually the first of the food demons. Which, if you're familiar with Sweet Tooth at all, let me see if I can go ahead and add in. Let me see. Add in an image. Add source. Add new source instead. We'll say Sweet Tooth. Just so that there's reference for what it is that I'm talking about when I say Sweet Tooth. Let's go in here. Oh, he's all big. Oh, such a big boy. Good gravy. There we go. There's Sweet Tooth. So this is the first of the food demons. In fact, I'm going to place him down here. And let's see. I don't want to turn that off. Let's just make him small and kind of place him next to my head. Cuz that'll work. I'll go ahead and lock that so that it's not going to move around or anything like that. Yeah, the Chocolate Cupid. So anybody who was at Lightbox this past year saw Sweet Tooth in his full 3D printed painted glory. He's a lot of fun, a lot of work. Definitely a very different sort of project for me. But I want to make a whole series of different projects for me. Like I said, I mean, just so much fun. And yeah. And I want to share this so much fun with the rest of the world. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to develop it for PlayStation, things like that. See what I can reasonably get done. The main thing that I want to do right now, I have gone through a couple of iterations of this base mesh. And I've gotten this one to a point, the female base mesh, to a point where, you know, she's got the right number of fingers, she's got the UVs, she's ready. She's good and ready to go. So I'm going to get her split up. So that she is. Oh, that's like way too similar in color. Okay, let's get her split up so that she is ready to go and ready to be used for other characters instead of just herself. So let's do that. Control W. But yeah, I've got a whole big series, and I'll reveal more and more of them as I go along. I didn't want to reveal too many of them right up front. But I do have like a series of like 15. I might try doing PC too. I don't know. It's really tricky. But Nintendo's, I understand Nintendo's a little bit harder to develop for, mostly because of the way that they like to control their product a little bit more. PlayStation has their online marketplace and things that I'm aware of that. You know, there are a bunch of indie games. I'm not aware of anything like that for Nintendo yet. So yeah, that's a thing. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these. So yeah, I'm just trying to go through and designate my polygroups, and then from this, I'm going to go ahead and create my male base mesh. Yeah, I mean, at some point, I think it'd be stellar to have the game out with Nintendo, because I mean, we grew up with Nintendo, right? We had the N64. I had a Game Boy for a little while. I don't know what actually happened to it. um, in fact, I think like right around the time you were born, sis, we had an Atari. It was like short little time, but it was it was fun. It might have broken or something. I don't know why why we didn't have it longer, um, but yeah, it's one of those things that makes me feel very included when I'm talking with with gaming nerds. It's like we had Pong. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure we had Duck Hunt too. So yeah, it was the glory of it. You know, it was nice. Okay. So yeah, now we're getting all of our polygroups in here, and that's great. In fact, this would be so much easier. Let's say UV. Oh no. Let's see. Group by UVs. Where's the group by UVs? Where's the right button? Auto groups with UVs. There we go. So now I have my pieces separated out. Although I don't want the. Here, let's go ahead. We'll do this. This is easy enough to fix. Control W, Control Shift S a few times until we get rid of that kneecap. Control W, Control Shift S until we get rid of that lower leg and get that foot. There we go. Now for this, easy enough. Get that so that that's all messed out there. The front of the head or the back of the head should be just fine, I guess. But the one thing that I know for sure that I'm going to want to change. Oh, nice. The inside of the mouth is already split out. That's right, because I already went through and I already went through and kind of designated a polygroup for for the UV islands. So Dig Dug was one that we had because we had like a classic arcade game from for the N64. And that was great. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it had Dig Dug, it had Pac-Man. What else did that one have on it? I don't remember what else. But yeah, that one definitely had some really good classics to it. There we go. I was like, why won't it select? It should be selecting right now. Let's make sure that doesn't have any polygroups to it. This needs, or sorry, masking to it. One thing I do want to make sure of is that I have this kind of separated out. Oh, you know what? This. Okay, good. They are the same. Let's do this. We'll say polygroups, merge similar groups. So that way we get the same on both sides. We got the hands the same. We got the arms the same. I got to take the top half and the bottom half. Let's merge those together. We got to get the neck fixed. Here, you know what? Turn off symmetry. Sometimes it's a little bit easier. Yeah, let's do this. We'll grab those, and we'll say auto groups. Super easy. Super easy. Yeah, Rayman was cool. Nini loved Rayman. Actually, I can't remember if she... No, because they had a PlayStation. Maybe they did have Rayman. I can't remember what the game was that she had and that she had... Here, let's see. Merge similar groups. Oh, that's cool. It's got a brown. Yeah, whenever I get like unique colors like that, it's like, oh, I want to keep that color. It just makes it neat. um, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Kingdom Hearts. Um, I'd have to ask her. Cause I don't remember. Regroup similar groups. So nice. It's such a nice little trick, and I totally discovered it because it's like, I wonder if this button will work for this functionality here. Yeah, Nini's not big into gaming. That's something you got to understand about her. She's not big into gaming, although she will play Beat Saber with me on the VR often enough. Often enough to say that she's played. Okay, let me see. Grab these fingertips. Let's say auto groups. You know what? I'm going to have to do it this way. Get rid of the first finger. Get rid of the birdie finger. Now it's like she's got like a Spider-Man kind of fist going on there. Yeah, I love Beat Saber. It is so much fun. So much fun. Cool. So now we've got polygroups done. I keep wondering if I shouldn't go through and also like make some sort of adjustment to these edges so that it has more topology for when the fingers bend. Oh, I got to get the thumb going on in there too. Let's go ahead and do this. Sounds like everybody's home now. Yeah, we do have that one. Hey, kiddos. How'd it go? Good. Did Grandma and Grandpa head home now? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm going to try to... It's okay. Aunt Deborah says hello. Deborah. Were you just talking to her? No, I'm streaming and she's watching. Oh. Hi, Deborah. Nini says hi, Deborah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now this is good and ready to go. She says, hi, Nini. Okay, this is good and ready to go. Let's come in here. I'm going to save over version 3. You can see, like, if I come back in here, you can see I've got a version 2 for the male sculpt. I'm going to go ahead and actually let's load up the version 2 just so that we can have it as reference. You can see some of the differences in body type and in facial anatomy and all sorts of things, right? So what I want to do, let's turn off. Let's go ahead and let's save this as generic male version 03. So that way we've got our body ready to go. So like here's the old one. And I've since gone through just today and made those changes to make sure that she's more good and ready to go. She looks much better. She looks much nicer now. So that's good. I'm going to say delete the old one. And we'll rename this to be just body. For the male character, we don't need eyelashes. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's just turn them off right now. We'll keep them. We'll just hide them. Okay, let's come up here to body. Quentin! Yes, she does have body. How are you doing, dude? Long time no see. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start to make this into the male base mesh. Okay, that's working pretty nicely. Let's get rid of the earrings. We don't need the earrings. Say delete. Okay. The lips are going to be another thing. The hips are going to be another thing. There's going to be a lot that I've got to go through and fix, but you know, it'll work out. It'll work out. Here, I want to actually take, let's grab these two polygroups. Wait. I don't want these to be the same. Okay, let's go ahead and fix these hips. Because one thing that we've got to do, well, we've got to do a couple things. We've got to take the chest and make the chest bigger. And we've also got to take the hips and make them smaller, right? Because that's a lot of hips. And then we got to kind of change the belly shape a little bit. Make it feel less feminine, less curvy. So we're going to eventually end up with a few more straights. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll grab that. Let's go ahead and change to the select lasso. So yeah, just to kind of give, did you jinx it? I don't understand the references. No, you didn't jinx anything. It's good to have you here, dude. Here, let's go ahead and kind of shrink this down. I'm going to want to take this waist and kind of make it so that it's not so thin. Let's do this. Give him less of an hourglass sort of figure here. I was a little bit aggressive in the smoothing. Let's go ahead and change that down just a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay, now we got to fix those lips. The chest is still a little bit too. Let's kind of smooth down that torso a little bit. Oh man, hey, have you heard anything, Quentin, about Terrible matching names to artists. Hips Don't Lie is Shakira. But pumpkin spice is like, I don't know. I think of like sugar and spice and everything nice, like Spice Girls sort of thing, I guess, is kind of what I was thinking when you were saying that, but I don't know. Try to like. Okay, we got to get those lips worked out now. Okay, we're gonna get this. This is gonna look stellar. Okay, so that's coming along. Yeah, don't forget to save. Absolutely. I have been saving regularly though, so we're all right. I might take the hands and make them a little bit stronger. Um, just by way of, let's try doing something like this. Let's say deformation. Let's do something kind of like this. And I'm going to kind of puff out these fingers maybe manually a little bit. Do it by hand. I think that thumb might need a little bit of refinement in the female mesh now too, now that I'm looking at how it's sitting there, just with that angle. Okay, so now the female mesh had a very like pointed sort of fingertip. I want the male mesh to have less pointed of a fingertip. Kind of boxier shapes, you know? Not by a ton, but certainly by a little bit. I think it'll help to kind of add that flavor, make it feel like designed and controlled, you know? Make it feel intentional. Something like that. Okay, I think we need to clean up these fingers just a little bit. Just having fun. I thought about giving bigger upper arms, but I really kind of want to keep it like this for this particular one. I'm going to have a couple of different variations though, where there's going to be kind of I'll say an average, generic mesh. I'm going to have another one that's going to be a little bit more, I'll say, heroic. So I mean that'll be the opportunity to take them and make them chunkier up top and square shapes and things like that. Let's go through and kind of shrink that down some. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts here. Now this particular, something didn't get messed up, did it? Oh, please say it didn't get messed up. Okay, so no, it's just happenstance that it didn't go around all the way. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of tighten up this shape of the bottom lip so that it's got a nice kind of sharper transition there. And we'll do the same thing for the top lip too. It looks like it's having issues with that particular loop, which is really disappointing. I'm hoping it doesn't signify that there's some sort of trouble with the mesh, because I was extremely careful and I had to go through and make a ton of fixes to it inside of Maya just the other day, and I'm just like, I don't want to go through that process again. There we go. Let's go ahead and give him a little bit more chin. I think that could be beneficial. And just to make sure, here, let's come down here. Let's say morph UV. I just want to check this. I don't feel like this method of morph UV action is my favorite. I want to see if let's kind of take this and change it just a slight bit. Let's see, Z plugin, work on clone. Interesting. Weird. Okay. I have no idea what's going on sometimes. Here, let's go over here actually, just because this feels like, yeah, this is my mesh. Let's go ahead and hit save. And I'm going to come up here, let's hit refresh, just so that we know for sure this is the mesh that we're working with. I want to make sure I don't lose this. UV master, work on clone. There's my clone. That's what I want. Okay, now we're happy. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's say flatten. Okay, so now we can see it flattened out. This is a disaster. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's unflatten this. Okay, let's say export. Let's open up Maya. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm having issues with my Maya license. I'm going to have to renew that. Was I going to ask you something earlier? I might have been. Siltria. How you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I'm going to see if streaming will work well enough for me to fix something with the UVs for this little guy here. Let's see. Okay, so you can see here are the UVs, and we can see how they got messed up in there. So that's fine. Okay, I'm going to say unfold, unfold. Wow, that is super messed up. Yeah, let's try this instead. That is not. Let's go ahead and optimize. Good gravy, what in the world is happening? Why does it not want? Just for the sake of really expanding things out, let's see what we can get if we like really smooth this out. And it's oh my goodness, why is that such a mess? I hope that this hasn't become like non-manifold, because this is absolutely miserable. I remember now. Okay, so have you heard anything about the next drawing night with the Concept Art Association? I remembered. I remembered. I might have to do something here real quick. Let's see. Let's jump over to load in the tool. Let's get the female mesh out here as well. Again, let's go ahead and let's say delete on that old body. Go ahead and replace body 1 right there. Should be just fine. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. Just to make sure that this was exporting properly. So let's see. I'd rather, personally, I'd rather make sure that I have it right on the female mesh, because she has bigger lips. And if I have it right on the big lips, I don't have to worry about material stretching as much. If I'm sharing UVs at all. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and hide that boy right there. This, yeah, let's go ahead and grab this. See if I can get this to unfold, do fun stuff. That is nightmare. Wow. Let's see if I can remember where it is that they stored the new or the old the old tools in here. So pinch, I mean, it should be just, but they used to have this really nice. I wonder why in the world that's happening. That's extremely odd to me. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to control this edge manually. I'm just going to try to bring the edge of it in and just kind of, wow. Yeah, it's like it's got so many points in there just stacked. It's trying to figure out what to do with all those points. I'm just like, no. No. Yeah, there we go. Ah, that's an issue. Yeah, let me check on the other side, see what we've got, because I'm pretty sure that if we're having that issue here, we're probably having that issue over here as well. I guess you can never have just one. I'm probably going to try to wrap up on this before too long. It's moving so. Let's grab that. Sorry, not the vertex. Let's grab that UV right there. Yeah, so what I'm seeing, I'm definitely going to have to fix. What a nightmare. Now, you know what? That might have actually been intentional. Let me smooth this out a little bit and see if we can assess what's going on here, just so we can better gauge what's going on, whether or not we have to make any changes. Okay, let's go ahead and get those in there. Unfold. Yeah, it's like it likes to bunch those up. Why is it bunching those up? It should not be bunching those up. You can see prevent self-border intersection, but it's definitely not preventing self-border intersection. It's like, okay, let's try getting maybe more iterations, and it's not working either. Snap. It should not be giving me these issues. Why is it giving me these issues? It drives me nuts. Oh, it's so funny. Let's see. A VTuber. I have no idea what that is. Man, it still just wants to create absolute pain for me. Like, okay, these points are very clearly not Not very cleanly placed. Dang it. Oh, good night, sis. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I have thought about doing something like that, but time is an issue. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. It's like I can't figure out. They can be pretty freaky. Hola, Oscar. ¿Qué tal te ha ido? Yeah, this is driving me nuts. This is something I'm going to have to fix some other time. Um, I wonder if I don't know. I can't figure out exactly what's going on that would make this in any way necessary. This is driving me nuts. Good grief. I am absolutely floored. I have no idea what's going on, why this is needing any kind of fix. This is. Oh my gosh. Uh. Sadly, this is what it means to be a professional. Dang it. No, it's not man. It's not non-manifold. It's just major pain in butt. One of the things that I do need to try to do is I need to fix this. This is sloppy. This could probably come out this way. This could come back in this way. I'm just trying to find a more unified loop here, so it's not so crazy. Control Shift X to be able to check this out. Shift X. You see how it's like I have these little points that keep getting a little bit off of a flow. So I'm trying to go through and fix it just slightly, you know? Let's go ahead and pick these points up. I'm gonna try to separate the lips just a slight bit, maybe. Let's see if that does anything good for me. I suspect it will. I hope it will. I hope it will. Yeah, I've been doing stuff like this all week, and now I'm doing it for fun now, and it's like, this is all of a sudden very not fun. I was not expecting to have to get in and actually troubleshoot my file. I was like, this is, I should be past this right now. Okay, right here. You see, this is an extra triangle. And I should not have a triangle right there. That's something that should not be existing. That means that at some point, at some point, I lost an edge loop, which is a pain. It is a right pain. 1, 2, that's good. Buckle my shoe. Okay, so for this, I'm going to need to go into the 3D file, into Maya, take this into Maya. Okay, let's go ahead and let's export this now. Just as is. Come over into here. Get rid of this one. Import. We're going to have to do a couple of things. Okay, so here is that spot. Here, since we don't need that quite at this second, let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's get into the mouth here. Check around the corner here. See if we can find that triangle. It should be so much easier to find than this. Why is that so messy? I swear that I just cleaned this up some so that it was a little less messy. Why is it still messy? It should be like right over in here, but I'm not seeing it yet. So it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if there is somehow like some weirdness happening with the UVs. Here, if we go ahead and select that whole thing. Let's go ahead and try this. We'll say planar map it. Because I'm curious. Because if it were non-manifold, then it wouldn't unfold. Like the unfold tools wouldn't work. But since they are working, that leads me to believe that oh, I thought you said 2. It's 7:30. I gotta wrap up on this. Yeah, I'm still getting the issues down here in the corners. It's a hard knock life for us. Go ahead and hit optimize. See, that should give us, it didn't give us anything. That didn't do diddly squat. Are you seriously gonna make me do this all by hand? Maya is being such a pain right now. Okay, here. Good grief. Now that I've worked all that garbage out, whew. Never again until the next time. Okay, so I can see right here is our issue. Let's check this out on the head. It can't even show me. Where are you? There we are. There we are. See, let's get in here. Let's see if we can figure out how to fix this. My goodness, that is such a mess. Why is that such a mess? Oy, 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 oy. Go ahead and say average vertices just for the sake of kind of spreading them out a little bit. Zooms out way too much. It's like my scene is a little bit smaller than I think my camera wants to deal with. There we go. Found our point. Okay. So now, for the sake of splitting this up, let's go ahead and boom like that, and boom like that. So now we can take these extra edges. We should just be able to, in theory, delete that. Let's grab that extra edge right there. Delete that. So now that fixed a little bit of that flow. So now let's do the same thing on that other side. Why did I choose this as a career? Why am I... Why am I doing this? Maya should have a setting where you can select overlapping regions. It could be nice. Hey, Leonard. Nothing much. It just kind of fixing up some geometry real quick and trying to hopefully maintain some level of sanity when I'm done. Okay, just trying to pop things around and trying to make sure that I can get to wherever these extra... Oh my goodness, this is such a mess. I have no idea why it decides to treat me like this. I have been nothing but kind. Nothing but kind. Shoot. Okay, let's just undo that. It was less in the way a second ago, the way that I had it when it was all messy, that it... Okay, do something like that. We'll pull this off to the side. We'll pull this around somewhere. Try to figure out where everything goes and get everything working. Okay, cool. So here is our new target. If we can get inside of the head. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do this instead. I've got one side of the head already kind of worked out to a point that's, you know, somewhat workable, somewhat usable. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete this half of the body and just mirror it over and fix UVs. It's so much less of a so much less of a problem. Let's go ahead and let's get rid of all of that. Cool. Let's just check to make sure that our edge flow is decent enough. No, it's not gonna play nicely with me. Yeah, it still doesn't want to do anything. So I'm just going to have to keep these things laid out manually. I'll just kind of finish tidying this up so that this is a little bit nicer. Such a pain. So much pain. So little gain. Make that a t-shirt. Actually, we'll just take this one, kind of shift it up, shift this one up. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. We're going to be happy with this. Here, let's go ahead and let's grab our textile density, make sure that we're good. Set that so that we're nice and place it in place. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and save this. I'll take an extra large. Don't forget to save. Yep, definitely. Let me see. Cool. Okay, so Control Shift D. I guess not Control Shift D. That's a ZBrush, but here it works. It worked all right, just fine. Okay, -1. Take those, merge them together. Now, one of the things I can do while I have all of this here, I can go ahead and just say UV tool set. We'll say flip. So that way I already have all my pieces flipped and ready to be welded together. Makes it a little bit simpler, right? Some of these pieces I only have to go through in place, so it's not really a huge deal. We can just go ahead and take this and slide it over. We can just take this, slide it over. We can take the other hand, we can slide it over, etc., right? You know, pieces that don't have to be sewn or stitched to anything else. There are a couple of other pieces, or several other pieces, I guess, actually, like the head pieces, right? The front of the face and then the back of the head. We have the back of the body, the front of the body, and we have the inside of the mouth. What we're going to have to do before we can go ahead and stitch those things together, though, is we're going to have to make sure that that the mesh is stitched together properly. So I'm going to place these things roughly where they need to be, and then we can go ahead and get stuff did. That where it needs to be. Let's grab both of these and slide them over. Something like that. I wonder. That should, in theory, have made it so that it's all one. Yeah, it's all one mesh now. Okay. The issue then becomes the fact that... Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess it's going to select the whole thing. Let's go ahead and let's convert it to vertices. Okay. And now let's go ahead and say merge vertices. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's do this thing. And actually, Silatreus taught me this one. Go up here to the to these. I'll say the directionality controls. So these are all different transform controls up here. Depending on what tool you have selected up here in your transform tools, you can use it. So like if I'm putting in 0 for X or whatever value for X, it's going to take whatever points I have selected and it's going to shift their center value over to that point. So if I put in 0 for the X value, it's going to stitch, or like not stitch, but it's going to slide those points over to that origin point. So it's super, super nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those and I'm going to say merge vertices. Let's go into the merge vertices and let's say apply. Cool. So far it looks like it's working in. Here, let's come over here. We'll do this. Make sure we unselect whatever we don't want to have welded together. That looks like that worked. Oh, but you look right here, it screwed it up. So a lot of this is going to have to do with like tolerances. So let's go back until those split back up. Let's come back over here. We'll say merge vertices. We'll go back into the option box and we'll put this down to like 0.5. So 0.005. Let's say apply. Did it work? If it worked, I'm a happy camper. Sweet, that looks like it. It looks like it might have worked. Okay, let's deselect this. Deselect this. Deselect that. Move and weld. Or moving so, rather, I guess. And that looks good. All right, time to do the other ones. Moving so. Hi-ho, we got to moving so. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You got to moving so. There we go. Gotta grab anything and everything that I don't want to have sewn to it. And hey, I think we fixed it. For me, that's an again. For you, oh, I guess I still have to do the back of the head. But I can manage that. I am going to not relax these points. For fear of everything. Just fear of everything. It's all fearful. Okay, deselect. Okay, that should be good. Moving so. Yes. Delete all by type history. File, optimize scenes. So now I've got to do the same thing for the mail mesh. But the nice thing is that I can go through and I can transfer attributes. And then, but then I got to go through and okay, so there's this whole cascading effect, right? I'm going to have to go through and re-establish my polygroups, which granted it's a small price to pay, right? So let's go ahead, let's say, let's go ahead and object mode, delete history, file, optimize scene size. Okay, control save, because we need to, right? File, export selection, and I'll go ahead and I'll put it over into the proper folder. Replace the old one. So now, literally, we need to replace this one. I'm going to say Control-Shift-D because otherwise we're not going to end up having something to be able to template ourselves off of. And let's come in here and let's replace it with the new one. So now, before I do anything, purely because I am insanely paranoid with these sorts of things, I'm going to say Control-D. And all that's going to do for me is bookmark my points. It's going to make it so that I can't merge points together at all. That's the only way that I've been able to ever find to make sure that I don't lose what it is that I'm trying to do. So, same thing from earlier, right? We're going to say polygroups. We're going to say regroups, auto groups from UVs. Okay, so now we got this stuff. Okay, we've got to say, I saw a little bit of a flicker there. Do I have? I totally do. How did that happen? Huh. Geometry, modified topology, delete hidden. That is really odd to me. Okay, whatever. We are going to do this and say Control W, make that its own polygroup. And we've also got to make sure that we are dividing the top from the bottom. So much work. I'm going to have to go through and do the neck too at some point. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's go ahead and say, yeah, let's hide that. Let's say polygroups. We'll say merge similar groups. So that way we've got the legs mirrored, we've got the arms mirrored. Okay, let's go ahead and say Control-Shift-S. Oh, hold on. You know what? I have lost some definition. Okay, here's what I'm going to do first then. I'm going to say auto groups, just so we can get rid of one of them. Geometry, delete hidden. Okay, this should be just fine, right? Should, in theory, be just fine. Polygroups, auto groups, merge similar groups. Merge the front and the back. Let's get this going down. Okay, gotta try to get these neck groups separate. Okay, go ahead and grab these. Control W. Alright, get something like this going on. Let's go ahead and do something like that. Oh, and then there's that bit there too. Oops. Let's grab the green there. Control W. All right. We'll go ahead and say auto groups for now, and then we'll say merge similar groups. Control W just to be able to get those ears to be, oh, I guess I don't really necessarily need the ears to be the same, but I do want the front and the back here kind of separated out. Let's say auto groups, merge similar groups, get those to be separate. Okay, how's that? Control W, very nice. Y. Control W. Okay. And then of course we've got the legs. And the arms. The arms have like their upper and lower, so let's go ahead and let's do arms, since I think that'll be a little bit easier to get to. The legs, let's go ahead and Control Shift S until we're down. I feel so sapped of energy because of how many times I've had to go through this process just in this single stream, but in case anybody else is interested in really learning this process, there you go. You've seen it 3 times. 3 times. Just in this stream. Okay. Cool. Polygroup selection group. Yeah, I think technically. I think technically when you go through and you export, you should be able to have options to export polygroups as selection sets. I don't like using selection sets. There have been times where we have used selection sets so far in my career, like at DreamWorks. It seemed like everything had selection sets and it slowed everything down. It drove me nuts. Um, but I mean, they're super useful too in case, people use them. People use them. Um, but that is something that can be done, and it can be really helpful for people like riggers. Riggers find those sorts of things helpful. Um, but yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just still trying to figure out if I want to. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just so we have the polygroups. Now, let's just save this. Let's say save female base mesh. It's 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. Practically. My kids are very particular about the time. If it's not quite 8 o'clock and it's 7:58, they'd be like, no, Dad, it's not 8 o'clock. Right? It is 7:58. So, let me see. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to say, let's export this because we're going to need the mesh to be able to transfer vertex information and what's it called? UVs. So let's go ahead and say we'll transfer that in. Oh, that's not what I meant to bring in, actually. There we go. So that versus that, they should be the exact same things. Except that this is the new one that we, anyway, so let's go ahead, let's get rid of that. We'll bring this back in. Just double check it to make sure it's still clean because I'm paranoid. It's all because I'm paranoid. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this so that this is the name of the piece that I want it to be. So dummy gen fem let's say body. We'll just call it that for now. Okay, oh, and I want to get rid of the namespaces, so let's go ahead and get rid of all these. Cool, let's delete history, we'll optimize scene size. Okay, so now we got this piece named the way that we want it to be named. Okay, this other guy here, let's go ahead and bring him back. Let's hide our girl's body right here. And we have the same issue in here, right? So we're going to come in here, since we know roughly where it is, I'm just going to try to fly in here and hope that I can land it on the tarmac. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, again, like we did with the other one, we're just going to fix one side. Let's see if we can just kind of grow our selection. Average out those vertices just a smidge so I can see what it is in the heck that I'm doing. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Here we go. There we go. So now we gotta select these extra edges. If I can see them. Okay, that should be it. Okay, so it's over here on this other side. Okay, so now we gotta do... Actually, we don't need to go through and actually worry about UVs at all yet. What we do have to worry about is getting this to be clean. You know, this is not anywhere near as clean as I need it to be. So here's what we're gonna do. This is the side we cleaned up, so we got to go over to the left side. The left side. Delete. Delete. Okay, so now we're left with just the 1/2. I'm going to come in here and just try to fix this up just a little bit, because this is a little bit annoying, right? Cool. So yeah, like I said, we don't need to worry about UVs. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the Maya Classic view for right now, just so we don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, same thing that we did before, right? We got to go ahead, we got to make sure that we have all these points, that they are all aligned on that. So like, just to be able to illustrate the power of this simple tool, right? Have all these points selected. These are all the center points of this mesh. They go right down the center of this guy's mesh. So I got all these points selected. Go over to the X in this value right here. Sometimes it might be closed, so you just got to pop it open. Go over to the X value with the move tool selected, hit 0, and boom. All those points. They're not averaged on that. They are all centered on that line. So helpful. Go ahead and delete history. Hit save, because we know how it goes. We know how it goes. Control D. -1 in the scale. Let's go ahead and merge it. Okay, let's go over here to vertices. And we should, in theory, be able to do just like we did for the female mesh. I think that worked. Okay, so let's, just for the sake of testing this out, right? I want to come over here and let's say... Yeah, it looks like it didn't work. It's okay though. Here, you know what? Let's do exactly the way that we did it last time, right? Let's just go ahead. We'll grab just a couple of these points up here on the top, merge vertices to center. That way I can grab all these, and I know it's going to grab all the center edges. Let's go ahead, control left click, 2 vertices. We'll say merge vertices. Or actually, let's do this. Go into that X value again with that move tool selected. Go to the X value, hit 0 just to make sure. Okay. And then let's go ahead and merge vertices. Go back in here. Cool. So now it looks like it's working. Okay, just to test it, and say delete history. Let's bring back the female body here. I'm going to select the female body and then the male body. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We got to move this off to the side here. Okay. Oof, hit save. I'm going to want to, let's duplicate this name so that we can just keep things clean. Okay. So first things first. First things first, I'll eat your brains. Let's transfer vertex order because that is going to be priority number 1. So I always try to find a landmark that's easy to find. So I find a 5-pointed star and I go a point above it, the 5-point star, and then the point to the right. Okay. And then I go to the second mesh, point above it, 5-pointed star, point to the right. Okay. So now those share the same vertex. The same vertex count, right? The same vertex identities. So we're going to go over here now. Let's go to mesh. Let's go say transfer attributes. Make sure that these are good. UV sets, all color sets aren't necessary, but we'll make sure that those are good here in a second. Let's say transfer. And there you go. There we go. Let's just make sure we only have the 1 UV map per character, which is great. That's exactly what we need. Okay, now the male is looking good. The female is looking good. Okay, let's go ahead and center her back where she's supposed to be. Okay. In fact, we could even go over here and we can soften their normals. You know, make them nice and pretty. Delete history, file, optimize scene size. Okay. So now the male character. In fact, I'm going to go ahead. Let's, instead of just going ahead and exporting it just nilly-willy, we're going to go ahead and copy that text. Export selection. And I'm going to export it as that name. So that way it's easy to find. It's easy to understand. Like, hey, that's what I'm looking for inside of my folder. Easy. Just easy, right? Delete the old ones. Let's go ahead and hit the female. Let's go ahead and say file, export selection. And then I just got to change male to femme. I could have done F and M, but you know, I in fact I probably should, just to simplify things. Okay. Cool. In fact, maybe I should, since I'm at a point where I'm still early in the process. Let me do it. Change femme to F and male to M. Let's change one more. Okay. Just got to store a couple of these old files. I'm trying to keep my folder really clean. So in here I have the UVs. I have the character sculpt for the male. So here's dummy gen female, gen for generic. Okay, dummy gen F for female. And then I've got the the OBJ files for each one. Female and male. So really easy to keep track of, and really nice to just nice. Just keeping it nice. Okay. So that's good. That is good. That's good. Okay. So now that I have that, should be able to come over into here. Let's say save just to make sure. Oh shoot. I forgot that I had renamed it. So it's the F. And you got to come over here to the male. And we got to go over to the male. And same thing we did with the female, right? We got to come over here to the body. We've got the body selected. Okay. Going to say import. And there we go. I can rename this body. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out name. Okay, so here is our body. Okay. I dreaming. Okay. That's cool. Okay. So one last time for old time's sake, right? Merge similar groups. And just for the sake of checking where that line came to, I'm pretty sure it should be this one right here, but we'll have to check and see. 1, 2, 3 lines beneath that 5-pointed star. Always looking for those landmarks. And I guess technically there's that 5-pointed star that was really, really simple to... Yeah, let's go ahead and Control W just to make that simple. Make this auto groups. Et voila. There's the bottom half and the upper half. All right, let's grab these legs. Control W. Control W. In fact, go ahead and grab that. We'll say Control W. That's a really similar color. I was hoping to get some separation there. Of course, this upper piece here is also a super separate color, or a super similar color, I guess, to what am I trying to say? To the other stuff here. So I'm just going to go ahead and Control W that. Go ahead and grab these. We'll get rid of that. Control W. Same thing as before, except without these bits here. That's not supposed to be there. Oh, you know what? Weird. Okay. So now we should be all right. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and grab those bits there. Control W. Let's grab the red bits here. And in fact, let's, for the sake of splitting out the ear, let's try to get stuff as much as we can. Auto groups, merge similar groups, bring everything back. We're getting close. We are getting close. I'll have to figure out if I want to, like, how much I want to break down those ear polygroups here before too long. Oh, it's always so similar in color to everything else around it. It's like, it needs to stop. Okay, so now we got the lips. Let's go ahead and make same thing, same problem. Okay, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. Okay, those are its own polygroups. All right. And you know what? I think I'm just going to make the ears, the whole ear, like a polygroup. I think that'll just make things a little bit simpler for now. And yes. Save. So much faster with the subsequent times, right? Oh, I guess, did I forget to do... Yeah, I forgot to do these. Control-Shift-S, invert, so you see there's the new group there. All right, that's better. Now we're good. Control-S. You see this? We are so efficient. I'm calling that good. I am calling that good. You know why? I think I'm retired. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm calling that good. We have our male. We have our female. Boom. Boom. And that's where we're going to leave off. Hello, Caitlin. What is that little icon that you put in the chat? I don't even recognize that. That's really funny. It looks like a little fox or something. Hi. All the sirens. Oh, so many sirens. That's where we're going to call it for today. Gosh. Pretty soon I should be able to start actually sculpting out actual characters with these guys. So that'll be exciting. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this as... Let's put this as kind of a screenshot of our progress. Dang. This is exciting, guys. This is so exciting to me. I've been looking forward to this for forever. Okay, for months. So I'm excited. They're coming to get you. No. I'll protect you, Leonard. Yeah. Should be fun. So yeah, I'm excited to start going through and building things out from this. You know, as always, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out for a little bit. I know it's kind of a long one. We've been on here for about 2 hours now, I think. So it was fun. It was good. It's always good to have you guys. So thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. I'll try to be on here regularly enough, you know. Never sure exactly when I'm going to be jumping on. I'm going to try to figure out how to like plan a schedule so that I can, you know, be a better adult. Put on my Black Panther hat. But yeah, so maybe I can try to figure out a time that I can put together a schedule, time that I can kind of dedicate to streaming more consistently. I'm planning on putting together a mentorship. You know, more information to come. If you want to, you're welcome to check out, you know, sign up for my newsletter. You can find it, you can find the link for the mentorship, or for the newsletter stuff and everything, at my website, I linked in the chat there. You can also find links to, Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and, all the fun stuff, right? My regular website, all those things, but planning on trying to set up this mentorship to start summer of this year. It'll be a 12-week mentorship program. It's all in the works, right? Lots going on. So you guys have questions on those sorts of things, feel free to message me. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'm hoping to have some good content worked out and some good lesson plans, all sorts of things going on there to help people reach some artistic and production type goals. So I'll be around. I'll be here. I'll be on ZBrush Live if you're interested in checking that out as well. ZBrush Live will be happening Saturday mornings, at least for the next through like the middle of March, I think is where I've scheduled it out to. Trying to think if there's anything else that's important to talk about. Tell your family you love them. I don't know, all sorts of good stuff, right? And I'll see you next time I see you. Smartest out.